You know what this is. It's the ClayAlan Chronicles, and thanks for clicking the play button and coming back to see me. I appreciate it. I'm going to talk about a couple different things, see how this goes, see if it flows well enough. I've got some notes in front of me, and that's all it is notes. So, I got to go soon, but somebody... And I got something playing over here in my head. Why did that happen? Anyway... So I'm going to talk about a couple things that are, the first two are they kind of go together a little bit. I saw a video today or yesterday. I think it was today. A guy that goes by Jay Gibbs. Go check out his channel. He does a lot of tech tips, reviews. You can see it up there on the screen, but guy is excellent. I like watching his videos. Down to earth, good content. He's worth checking out and subscribing to his channel. So go over to Jay Gibbs on YouTube and give him a try. And he put out a short little video talking about something. So I'm gonna touch on that, and I'm gonna touch on something else that's been affecting me, and I don't know, I'm sure it's affecting other people. And so if it has affected you, leave a comment about that below, and we can bounce off of that. So it's mood. Your mood has a big effect on your recording, on your creativity. If you've gone through something bad, had a loss of a family member or a pet, or your financial issues, all of that stuff comes into play when it comes to your mood. When you sit down in front of your camera and start to create. Everybody creates differently. I have a tendency to just run and gun. I feel like whenever I write too much down and I script things, it doesn't flow for me very well. It's very robotic, and I don't like that. I want it to be natural as I can be. I want it to be like a conversation, because that's what I like doing. That's what I like conversing. So if all the different elements aren't in place for me, coming up here and recording gets difficult, because I could have had an argument with my wife, or something of that nature, and it will put me in an off mood, and I'll have things that I want to get done, but I won't have the ambition or the drive to do them. I'll just be kind of like blah, you know what I mean? Like it's just not there. So all of those things take effect. And if you've noticed, if you go to record after being all pumped up and hype about something, that usually flows pretty well, especially if it's about what you want to record. If something, I don't know, you got some inspiration from somewhere, and something excited you, and you're like, yeah, I can do this, I can talk about that, and you go do it. Usually when you have that pregame, your process goes a lot better, for me anyway. Whereas just the opposite, if you've just recently had an argument, or you're really stressing, thinking about some sort of financial issue, that can have a negative pull on your creativity. So when you come up, or whatever it is you do, for me it's come up because it's upstairs. When you go to sit and do your content creation, or do your whatever your system is, you want to try to have a good mindset. So as much as those negative things that work against your vibe are usually uncontrollable, you want to try not to record on those occasions. And what's been tough is I've had a lot of those factors come into play more frequently lately, and it's just kind of kept me in this like limbo. I don't know, and that's the part that sucks. My Chronicles channel has suffered because of it. The review channel is suffering a little bit because of it. I'll sit down to do something, and it could be a mic review, and I'm just not there, but I'm trying anyway. And then when I finish it, I'm not happy with it. I'm like, it wasn't good. It wasn't spicy enough, or it wasn't, whatever. So that's where mood can come into play. The second thing is consuming more content than you're creating. This is another thing that can stifle you. If you're getting into this rut of watching more content on YouTube than you are thinking about and creating content, that's going to make you regress as well. It's going to be another factor that's going to hold you down a little bit. So you want to pay attention to yourself and keep yourself in check, that you don't get to a point where you're in that situation where you're consuming more than you're creating. So that's another issue that I've been dealing with and thinking about. And I don't know why. I don't know why it happens. You know, you start, when you have the downtime, you start watching some YouTube, and I feel like I can't stop watching it because that's my main source of entertainment, and it's also my main source of education, where I learn how to do all this stuff. So, but you gotta find the balance so that you're not consuming more than you're creating. The third thing that I wanted to talk about is slow channel growth. I'm doing everything I think I should be doing. I've got, I'm subscribed to vidIQ. I'm letting it walk me through the whole process of picking good titles, picking good thumbnails, creating good descriptions. I'm crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's, and I'm looking at my videos, and the views are just really slow, like really low numbers. And I don't know if, because I mean, I have a small group of friends within YouTube that before I post anything, I usually send it to one of them and say, hey, is this post worthy? How's this look? Blah, 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 blah. And that's partly because of my lack of self-confidence. And that's one of my issues that I struggle with. So I'll reach out to somebody for a little confirmation. And I'm usually getting good feedback. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to post that and we'll use it. And then I'm looking at it, and I know there's no time limit. I know that like you could put a video up and it could sit there for 6 months. It could sit there for 2 years. And then one day, just like that video becomes in demand. It becomes popular. So I acknowledge that. So I'm not trying to rush things, but nevertheless, when you are creating content and then you're going back and you're looking at your views, stuff that you've done several months ago, 4 months ago, last month, and you see that your views are really low, it's I'm not gonna lie, it's discouraging. You see that, and it just kind of makes you feel like, am I doing this for nothing? And it's not that I am creating stuff to get the most views and stuff. I enjoy doing this. I like talking into the mic. I like listening to it. I like all the aspects of this. So I do it for those reasons as well. But you're also doing it because you want to get some more views. You want to get a little bit of steam, working towards that end goal of becoming monetized and making this some way or shape of income. So when you see that slow growth, that's discouraging, and it's like, damn, what am I doing wrong? That I'm picking all the right, I think I'm picking all the right titles. I think I'm doing all right with my thumbnails. I just keep thinking, like, is there some setting within YouTube that I'm not checking, or that I am checking that I shouldn't be checking? That's when I go down that rabbit hole and I jump on YouTube and start looking up that stuff. And I usually find out that I'm pretty much sitting right where I should be, but I still see that slow growth and feel this overwhelming discouragement. So that's another thing that I've been trying to deal with. And if you have any experiences with either of these subjects that I've touched on, the slow channel growth, consuming more than you're creating, the mood changes affecting your creativity, being stifled, leave a comment. I'd like to hear your story. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is these drones, man. What does everybody think of these drones? What's going on with these drones? I did see something. Let me see if I can pull it up. Yes, I can. And this is a good one. Maybe I'll just read this off. It's a long one, so bear with me. But this is kind of where I've been. But you still wonder why nobody's saying nothing. So, and this post came from somebody that I know, but it's not theirs. They even put on it. They posted it from a friend regarding what seems very plausible regarding these drones. Drone explanation seems legit. A guy posted this and deleted his account. You should be following me on X. Search my full name. You'd get the bushel of info like this. So now it goes into what he was saying about the drones. I'm one of the few groups of people who know exactly what the drones are in New Jersey. This tweet will likely go into the void as I have no followers, but I'll share it anyway. Please retweet for reach. What you're seeing are American-made HPGE nuclear detector drones. They can detect the presence of gamma rays from miles away. But what is a gamma ray? That's the stuff we attribute to radiation, electromagnetic waves that penetrate you and can cause cancer. HPGE drones are built to inspect nuclear sites, but these ones aren't. So it says, in the late 2000s, the DoD needed a response to treat the dirty bombs, to treat the threat of dirty bombs from ISIS coming into our ports in New York and New Jersey. They've been stocking up on these drones for a while. Some were deployed to Ukraine when Russia threatened to use dirty bombs, or threatened the use of dirty bombs. They looked weird because they're heavy and they have giant cryo coolers mounted on them, as well as a giant horn antennas to communicate on MM wave frequencies that can't be jammed. This is where I come in. The technology these drones use has few suppliers, both for MM wave equipment and the high purity germanium. The same suppliers that are the backbone of the industry. So what are they doing? Collecting information on how the public will react and testing their ability to sweep a port city like New York for dirty bombs. Jersey was chosen because we're in the closest port. So obviously this guy lives in Jersey. We are the closest port city to New York. And New York would be too dense for reliable MM wave comms. But why is the DoD silent? Again, because in a scenario where we have a threat of dirty bomb and the public doesn't know yet, the DoD needs to know how the public would react if these drones were deployed to sweep a city. What many people don't realize is that Ukraine is the reason we're here. That was the first time we deployed them in a combat zone. But make no mistake, they're for protecting the homeland, as the DoD bought hundreds of thousands to act as swarms capable of sweeping an entire city. So there's that. I wonder, did somebody comment on it? Yeah, somebody said, of course they are ours. That's why the government isn't telling us shit about them. They will start talking when folks start taking pot shots at them. Okay, probably. But there's one explanation. I've seen a bunch of different stuff out there, and they're just a hot topic right now. And you can look up in the sky at almost any time and find some. Sometimes you can look for a while. I've looked numerous times over the last week or so and not seen nothing. And then I've been driving down the road and just happened to glance up and spot something and go, oh, there goes one right there. And we're in Connecticut, so. But I do think that what a lot of people are seeing here is regular planes that are going by, and they're built up with all this hype, and oh, there's a drone, there's another drone. I think some of it's just planes. You can kind of tell the difference. If it's really, really high, it's a plane. If it's actually a drone, one of these drones that's looking for this gamma stuff, chances are they're not going to be as high. They're going to be a little bit lower. So I think there's one of your differences that you could that you could bank on. But that's it. This has gone a little bit further than I expected. I'm a little over 15 minutes, so I'm going to close it up and go back and listen to this and possibly post it. Maybe not. I don't know. But gonna find out. If you see this, then that means I decided to post it. So that's it. I will talk to you in the next video.